Namaste. Hello, it's lovely to connect with you today. My name is Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to share some guidance for Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday the 24th and Thursday the 25th of January. So I'm lucky to be here at the beach again. I've just dropped my son off at work. And have stopped by on my way home. So it's just gone 7:30 and it's beautiful. Just join me if you want to stop and just take a couple of nice deep breaths. As you breathe in the new air, and as you breathe out, let go. Let go of the old air, let go of everything that's holding you back. Thank you. So welcome. It's lovely to connect with you today. I'm coming to you live from 7 Mile Beach here in near Hobart in Tasmania, Australia. It is a gorgeous morning here. It's Wednesday morning. Extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. It helps me so much just to be able to bring these sorts of videos to you and do what I do full time. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my Speed of Light Oracle cards, and I'm going to be pulling one card for Wednesday first, one card for Thursday, and then one card for the theme for Wednesday and Thursday. I am not doing personal requests for guidance here today. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason. I trust that you enjoy our time together today and that you take on board what feels right for you and just let the rest go. You will know if it's guidance that's meant for you because it will resonate with you. It will make sense to you. It will seem like I'm talking directly to you. Please know I'm not doing personal requests for guidance here today. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust the flies stay away from me today. They're starting to kind of buzz around a little bit, but we'll just go with it. Oh, it's gorgeous. And right behind you here, actually, I might just turn the camera around because the colours are gorgeous. If I tilt this up, it's beautiful blue sky and green, dry summer grass. It's gorgeous. So, then I think I bumped the camera a bit. There we go. Okay, let's look for the best card for Wednesday, the 24th of January. So Wednesday the 24th, and I trust 100% that the best card will find its way to the top of the deck based on the way I choose my cards, which is the way that works for me. We all have our own unique way, which is fine. Doesn't mean I'm doing it wrong or you're doing it wrong if we do it differently. So I just hold the intention clearly, and I know 100% I will find the best card for Wednesday. And I'm going to go with this card here, which is this card 21 called Initiation. The keywords here say mastery, milestone, progression and greatness. This talks about opening up through the body, opening up through ourselves, through our heart, allowing our personal power to increase and open and our courage to increase as we step forward now into the next level of our life. Remember in the last video I talked a lot about change. There's still a lot of change in the air, and this card's talking about stepping through and into that change now, especially on Wednesday. That we've reached a level of mastery, if you like. It doesn't mean that we've reached a level of completion necessarily, but a level of understanding, a level of learning that's now propelling us to the next level. So it's like a new door opening up. It's like an upgrade's probably a better way to describe it, more so than a new door, although some of us may see this as a new door. It's more of an upgrade. It's more like going through school and passing your exam so that you can go to the next level of that level of mastery that you're working on mastering or learning. So this talks about progression on your path. So do your best to remain open, that things are working out for you, that you are moving in a positive direction. Be careful that you don't hold yourself back or closed and thinking that you're not progressing, because that might be part of a bit of an illusion that's playing out, or a part of your mindset that's holding you in a closed off space at this time. So Wednesday's very much about being open throughout our body, open-minded, and realizing that we are progressing, even if we're not seeing a lot of results of that yet, if we're not seeing the actual changes in our life. We are making progress, and we can trust that. So, progression, we're being initiated to the next level of our understanding, of our learning, of our mastery, if you like. So, initiations can and do tend to come with tests. So we may feel a little bit tested at this time, and especially on Wednesday. So let's know that we can pass the test. We've been preparing ourselves for this initiation time and this new space, this upgrade, for some time now. So it's a bit like going through the exam period, that test, that initiation, to see if we're really truly ready for the next phase of our life. So let's trust that we are ready, and let's open up our courage to face our initiation tests heart on and perhaps head on. Or head on and perhaps heart on. I don't know, head and heart on sounds better, doesn't it? So I trust that makes sense for your Wednesday, the 24th of January. If it's not Wednesday for you yet, you can think of this as guidance in advance, and you can refer back to my previous video for Tuesday's guidance if that's necessary, or you're inspired to go and take a peek. So thanks for stopping by, everyone. I can see that people are commenting, but I can't see your comments. It's very glary here with the sun behind me. And plus I'm a fair distance from my phone at this time. So I will read all of your comments when I get back onto my computer when I get home. So I'm now looking for the best card for Thursday, the 25th of January. So let's go with this card for Thursday. Right here, we have card 31 called Expression. And the key words say communication, listen, share, deliver, and trust. This is talking about trusting in what we have to say on Thursday. So there may be a situation where we're inspired to or need to speak up and deliver from our heart and say what we feel we need to say, or express our truth to another person. Sometimes I find that when I get communication cards come up, it's not necessarily about my communications with others, but more about my communication with myself. So don't underestimate or turn a blind eye, I guess, to how your relationship is doing with you. Sometimes we neglect how our body feels, or neglect what we are feeling, or we are ignoring it or denying the truth of what's going on for us. So sometimes it's good to stop and just listen to what our body's doing, how we're feeling, and how we're reacting to things, and what's really bugging us at this time, so that we can hear what our body and what our soul is trying to say, so we can make some adjustments or understand or listen to what's going on for us. So this is communication across the board is likely going to be important for us on Thursday. So let's look at listening, not only to ourselves, but let's listen in conversations, listen and pay attention to what other people are saying and what other people are trying to express and share with us. And then if we need to share back, if we need to have that conversation, then trust what we feel as well, and deliver that as honestly and as openly and as clearly as we can. It's not always about what we say, though. There's this sense within this card that it's not just about what we're saying. I'm really feeling drawn to this listening aspect, and listening and hearing and paying attention. You know, there's so much, like in the past, I've always had, in my past journey, I have often experienced blockages in my throat chakra. So this has been a big area I've worked on my whole life. And I used to be very suppressed and very unconfident as a child. As I trained in hairdressing, that brought me out of my shell a bit. But it's been something I've had to really step through my fear about, because when I was younger, I used to have a big fear in speaking up. When I started doing podcasts and internet radio, I used to have a script that I would read from just to prompt me, because I still wasn't feeling comfortable completely with what I had to say. And now I can just sit here and not have a plan and just kind of wing it. And over those years, a lot of the time I would actually lose my voice. It was one thing that would happen to me once or twice a year. Doesn't anymore. But when you lose your voice, it's really interesting, because you can't speak. You've got children around you that you're trying to guide or instruct or what have you, but you're kind of forced to listen. And it's really, really powerful. So I feel a lot of us might think about, or perhaps it might be important for us to think about, how we can stop and listen, and really open to listening on Thursday. Listening to ourselves, how we're feeling, listen to what other people are saying. Listen and pay attention to what's going on around us. We might be missing, seems to be a drastic word, but there might be something that we're missing, or that we're not quite seeing, or not quite noticing in our life, that may be helping us perhaps move in a new direction or understand something in a new way. So let's really open up to listening and trusting in what we're listening and what we're noticing on Thursday. So interesting. Let's see what the theme card is. The theme card will help us bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Wednesday and Thursday. So the best card for the theme is this here, which is card 8, called Purification. The keywords say cleanse, detoxification, and toxins. This talks about letting go of the things that are holding us back, releasing and cleansing and purging the unwanted energy, the negativity, the doubt, what happened to us, the old story, our assumptions or expectations for our future, and really clearing our space over Wednesday and Thursday to help bring us as aligned as possible into this moment and where the true power is within now. So let's be willing to let go and purge physically. We might be inspired to do a big clear out in our home, or in parts of our home, areas of our home that have been calling. I love that. I love that silence where it's in between sets in the waves and everything just drops flat, quiet. It was just that moment there. It was beautiful. So physically purging, physically cleansing, emotionally releasing if we've been feeling bogged down or dealing with intense emotions that feel really unstable at this time, then looking at cleansing and clearing and purging those emotions may be important for some of us. So if that was me, if I was going through an intense emotional time, how would I cleanse and purge? I would work perhaps with the water element, like taking a bath, going for a swim, or imagining water washing over me like I'm standing under a waterfall, and clearing that unexpressed, that intense emotional energy. I've found too, as I'm clearing emotional energy, I find it's helpful to be kind and gentle to myself. So I will look at what I'm thinking, how self-critical am I being towards me, Am I being and treating myself kindly and gently? This could also be talking about clearing and purging mentally. So our mental thoughts that are holding us back, those negative thinking, the thinking the worst, the self-doubt, the fear. Sometimes it's just the unnecessary thoughts that we just seem to think over and over again. Just ridiculous things that are not important. So if I'm going through a very mentally intense time, then I will look at how can I get in control and back in charge of my thinking again. And I will firstly pay attention to what's going on in my mind so I know what sort of thoughts I don't want to be thinking. And then I will do what I need to do to get those unnecessary negative thoughts out. Sometimes I will literally show those thoughts the door, and I will walk over to my front door and banish those thoughts out of my home, out of my mind space. Sometimes I will imagine that I grab those thoughts like a piece of paper in my mind and I scrunch them up and throw them like a ball as far away from me as I can. Other times I've imagined those thoughts like tags you get on clothing, and I have a big pair of scissors and I'm just cutting those tags off. So whatever works for you to clear yourself mentally and of those negative, unwanted, unnecessary mind thoughts may be important for you over Wednesday and Thursday. So which area, physically, emotionally or mentally, are you most bogged down with at this time? And how can you shift and clear that stuff that's holding you back? So that's the card for the theme: purging, clearing, letting go, detoxing, cleansing, and allowing ourselves to move through this period of change and this period of initiation. And I see it like we're walking through a doorway that's awash with water or energy, like a curtain that we walk through and cleanse ourselves on the way through to really purify and clear that clutter from us so that we can be in a brighter, more aligned and pure space as we step into the new and as we step into this change period, if you like. So that's the guidance for Wednesday and Thursday. And my card deck's collecting a bunch of sand. Oops. Now I'm dropping cards here everywhere. So today I've used, as usual, for now, till I get my new deck, my Speed of Light Oracle cards. These are available now on my website and have been completely created by me. If you want to learn more about them, just have a look on my website. There are 55 cards in this deck, which is a great amount to work with. But I'm really excited. I'm working on my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, which will be the same size as these and will be designed to work together. So I'm looking forward to having 110 cards later in the year that we can pull from. So that'll be exciting. So thank you for connecting. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you want to connect more privately, just send us a message through our website. Before I go, I am going to take us down to the water. So if you want to come with me, please hang around for a couple of minutes. If you want to learn more about the work that I do, please visit my website at templeofbalance.com.au. We have our retreat coming up the end of next week. So keep in mind that we will pretty much there will be delays in emails and orders going out during our retreat. So that's from next Friday, the 2nd of February, until the following Friday, the 9th of February. So I want to give you a heads up now if you're wanting to get a deck of cards for someone's birthday or what have you, just so that you know. So very excited. We've got 9 days to our retreat. So we've got 14 people coming from across Australia and 2 lovely ladies coming from the US. So very excited. The sand is extremely soft. I'm going to turn this camera around in a minute. Oh, hold on. It's all happening. Now I'm going to turn it around. No, now. Oh, I already had. Oh my goodness. Okay, I already had turned the camera around. Let's go down to the water and see what's happening down here. This will be a good place to cleanse. There's a man out there fishing and it looks like he's got some birds happening around him. So he's probably on the salmon or something. There was a couple of salmon swam past me when I was in the kayak the other morning. It was beautiful. Okay, so nice deep breaths. So take some nice deep breaths and think about letting go. Think about what you need to do to cleanse physically. Is there clutter in your life that you need to let go of? Just a reminder, if you don't like my videos, then please go and do something you love. Why would you invest time and attention and energy in something that you don't like? I don't expect everyone's going to like my things. So why don't you go and do something you love? So think about be honest with yourself. What is holding you back physically? This might be stuff that's happening in your life. It may be people in your life. It may be stuff happening in your physical body. What's blocking you at this time physically? Be honest and real with yourself as you listen to your body and as you pay attention to what isn't working in your life. And think about surrendering and letting go. Now, of course, physical things that we're blocked and stuck with may require physical things that we need to do to let them go. So it might be something important to think about over the next couple of days. What changes can you make to improve whatever you're stuck with physically, or to find acceptance with something you can't change? And how about emotionally? How have you been feeling lately? Be really honest with yourself. Have you been struggling emotionally? Are you feeling stuck in your life? Stagnant emotionally? Are you feeling a bit numb? Are you feeling okay? Just check in with yourself emotionally and see how you're doing. And if you are feeling blocked in this area, then take some nice deep breaths and imagine these waves washing over you and carrying away all of that unexpressed intense emotions. Perhaps emotions from your past that you just can't get past. Maybe that's what's holding you back. Are you stuck with what happened and you just find it really emotionally intense and really difficult to move on from what happened because it affected you so emotionally? Nurture yourself through this time, but understand that those emotions do not have to define who you are today. That you are so much more than that hurt and that pain and those emotional wounds that you carry. So be willing to let it go and move on from these now. And how about mentally? Perhaps check in with yourself mentally and what's going on with your mind at this time or lately. Are you caught up with a lot of negative thinking or being obsessed mentally with certain people or certain situations. Sometimes things like politics can be very obsessive for people. Are you so mentally obsessed with something that you can't think of anything else for very long? That might not be a healthy way of living from that mental standpoint. Have you been thinking the worst? Are you living in fear? Are you in a space of doubt or thinking small thoughts about yourself? Are you up in other people's business? These are big questions to be honest about if you really want to clear yourself mentally. So if you feel blocked up, if you feel like you're carrying a lot of mental baggage that's unnecessary, then take some deep breaths and imagine breathing that heavy, negative, or whatever, the heavy mental energy out and away from your body. Let it go. You're the one that holds on to this stuff, so you're also the one that can let it go. Yes, there might be all sorts of reasons and reasons why you keep this heavy energy in play, but you're the one that holds it there. So you're the one that can let it go. So if you've been struggling for a while with this and you've been trying really hard to let go, then acknowledge your progress, but keep going, keep being willing to let go, to let that hold go, so you can open up to something more, to something more positive, more improved for you, more something that's more aligned with your happiness and with love, with peace. It is possible. So stop with the excuses now. It's time to let it go and step forward and step out of this hurt that you've been carrying. Let it go. Don't forget to work with your journal if you need to. Sometimes it's really extremely helpful to get your thoughts, how you feel, what's going on for you, what you're struggling with, what you're struggling to let go of. Sometimes it's so helpful to get these things down on paper and out of your head and out of your body so you can see them a bit more clearly. It's a great way to release. Let's walk out into the water a little bit. So you are worthy of happiness, and you're absolutely worthy of your freedom. Now is a perfect moment of support, the energies of great support to help you let go, seriously let go, and move on and move forward. So take hold of the potential in this moment and give yourself permission to let it go. So thank you so much for connecting today. I'm going to finish this stream and I will connect with you again real soon. So thank you and namaste.